Let's get you back with some of our stories now. And on the My Market story this week, we focus on Eddie Nganga, a graduate of psychology and political science. The startup credits his love for dogs as the inspiration behind his business, where dogs board while owners travel. The entrepreneur bets on the growing demand for pets as a success factor for his business. He spoke to our reporter Esther Diana about how the increased popularity of Airbnb actually influences the name of his business. Here's more on this week's edition of My Market Story.
When people need to travel for the holidays and they don't have a place to leave their dogs, we usually accommodate their dogs. We feed them and we also play with them, and they become a part of our family. From December last year up to date, we have done close to 100 admissions so far.
When you think of an Airbnb, you think property owners renting out spaces to travelers looking for places to stay. So what happens when a pet lover wants to travel and cannot bring along a pet? In this episode, we feature an entrepreneur who operates a dog Airbnb.
By heart, I'm a pet lover ever since I was a young boy. So it only makes sense to do something that you're passionate about, because when you're doing something that you're passionate about, it really doesn't feel like work. It's more of giving yourself to the things that you love. When we are talking about capital, it's quite capital intensive, because the first factor of setting such a business would be construction. So with the recent inflation that we have been facing and uncertainty in prices, the capital that I spent in building the kennels and setting up the whole place was quite much. I would say it was close to 250,000 cumulatively. There's a certain culture of pets that is becoming quite popular, within the society that we live in. Based on statistics and even my own personal findings, you will find that most households in Nairobi with a child, you will be sure to find that they own a small pet. For clients that are seeking pet boarding services, it's not usually a short-term kind of commitment. It's usually something more than a week and even over. So we've even had clients that have left their dogs with us even close to 7 months. Our first priority is usually health. So the first thing that we usually request from a client before admission is to see their vaccination card. We usually have a rigorous know your customer process here. So our KYC process seeks to determine the person that is bringing the pet here. Where do they live? Do they have any other person we can contact in case of an emergency? So with all that information collected, even if you find that a pet might be abandoned, there is usually recourse after that. So the standard price that we charge per day is 200 shillings. If you translate that to a month, it comes to about 6,000 to 6,200. So that amount is usually inclusive of accommodation and food. If you're looking at the social standing, we are looking at middle class to upper class kind of Kenyan citizens. This to mean that these are people that have a disposable income to spend on a dog. Having a dog is a commitment. Is a commitment that one can take lightly, because it can also translate to like getting another child of your own. So dogs themselves are not are not quite cheap to take care of, because we have vaccinations that have to be done time and time again. We also have the food, and now again we have boarding fees and all that. You see, dogs are just like humans. Dogs have different personalities, so you cannot treat each and every dog with the same approach. There are dogs that you'll find are timid. You'll also find there are dogs that are outgoing and love to play a lot. And now you'll find on the other end there are dogs which are outright aggressive.
All right, quite an innovative business there on My Market Story. Well, that brings us to the end of our show this afternoon. And thank you for your valid company. And let's do this tomorrow, same time, same place. My name is Abi again.